get ready for a mind-blowing mystery. Deep beneath Qin in China lies the epic tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the country's first emperor, and it's shrouded in secrecy. For centuries, archaeologists have been too scared to open it due to whispers of deadly booby traps. You've heard the legend. Ancient historian Sima Qian wrote about crossbows and arrows ready to strike any intruders. But that's not all. There are eerie rumors of mercury rivers and seas inside, a toxic concoction to keep grave robbers at bay. So, what's got scientists on edge? Let's unravel the enigma surrounding this legendary tomb and discover how it's redefined our understanding of Qin Shi Huang, forever changing history. You know the drill. Archaeologists have been trying to crack this ancient code, but a major puzzle piece just fell into place. In 2020, researchers discovered shockingly high levels of mercury inside Qin Shi Huang's tomb, and it gets even weirder. The finding didn't come from opening the tomb, but through subtle clues. Mercury is seeping out through tiny cracks. This raises an eyebrow, as we're talking about one of the world's only unopened tombs. But what's behind this toxic trail? Well, here's a twist. Historians now believe that Qin Shi Huang himself was hooked on mercury in his quest for immortality. The emperor who united China might have unknowingly set the stage for an eerie, centuries-long saga. But here's the kicker. It turns out Qin Shi Huang's quest for eternal life might have led to his own downfall. Historical records now suggest that his mercury habit could have been the cause behind his death at just 49 years old. Talk about a toxic mistake. On top of this mercury mystery, there's another major reason why archaeologists are holding back on opening the tomb. As you know, both this site and the Terracotta Army have super important UNESCO World Heritage status, making any damage a huge no-go zone. But let's go back in time for a second. It all started with some ordinary-looking farmers in China's Shanxi province who stumbled upon tiny pieces of clay human figures while working in a field way back in 1974. And little did they know, this chance discovery would soon turn into one of the most epic archaeological digs. As they started digging deeper, the farmers uncovered a hidden treasure trove beneath their field. Thousands of life-sized terracotta soldiers, horses, acrobats, officials, and even animals, all intricately crafted to create one of history's most incredible wonders, the legendary Terracotta Army. But here's the amazing part. These figures were made to guard something super special, the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, China's very first emperor. And guess what? After 2,000 years, that tomb remains sealed tight, keeping its mind-blowing secrets hidden from us all. Now you might be wondering why archaeologists haven't just gone in there with a team of experts and shovels. It's not because of the booby traps alone. They're actually super cautious about opening up this site, fearing that their techniques could cause serious damage or even lead to the loss of precious historical information. You know how sometimes we hear stories about historical discoveries that ended up causing more harm than good, like Heinrich Schliemann's excavation of Troy back in the 1870s. Well, it's a serious reminder of just how delicate these ancient sites can be. That's why scientists are now thinking outside the box and exploring super cool, non-invasive methods to uncover secrets without damaging anything. One idea is using muons, tiny particles that can act like high-tech rays. Now, you might have heard rumors about booby traps and mercury in Qin Shi Huang's tomb, making things pretty dicey, adding another layer of caution for archaeologists. But here's the thing, they're not giving up yet. In fact, right now, they're expanding their search at the mausoleum site, hoping to finally uncover what's been hidden away inside this emperor's final resting place for over 2,000 years. Get ready for some serious ancient awesomeness. Back in the 3rd century BC, Qin Shi Huang was the big cheese, ruling over China's largest unified kingdom and setting the stage for an empire that would shape centuries to come. Under his rule, the land flourished with impressive advancements in military power, economy, and technology, a talk about a legendary leader. But it wasn't all smooth sailing after he kicked the bucket in 221 BC. The empire hit rock bottom pretty fast. Now, here's where things get really cool. Qin Shi Huang was so obsessed with making a lasting impact that he ordered the construction of an enormous, ultra-luxurious tomb right outside his capital city, Xi'an. According to rumors, work on this massive project began when our emperor was just 13 years old. Can you even imagine the epic workforce required to finish it? Today, tourists flock to see the mausoleum, but one thing's for sure. Its secrets remain locked away, with whispers of treasures and decorations that would make ancient history books go wild. Buckle up for some mind-blowing ancient architecture. Qin Shi Huang's tomb is nestled in a seriously stunning location. About 35 kilometers east of Xi'an, where it meets two natural giants, the Lishan Mountains to the south and the majestic Wei River to the north. But here's the cool part too. According to traditional Chinese geomancy, the landscape forms an epic dragon shape, with Li Mountain, where the tomb sits, being the dragon's eye. This mountain was a beast in its prime, but 2,000 years of erosion have left it smaller than before. Today, it's blanketed with lush greenery and spans roughly 1 square mile. That's just as massive as the Great Pyramid of Giza. But don't let size fool you. Qin Shi Huang wasn't just about grandeur. He also had an obsession with living forever. Talk about a long-term plan. He was convinced that an epic afterlife was waiting for him, and so he masterminded the transformation of Li Mountain and its surroundings into an incredible, sprawling metropolis both above ground and beneath it. Get ready to be awestruck by one of history's most epic treasures. The sprawling city surrounding Qin Shi Huang's tomb is guarded by an incredible force, his legendary terracotta warriors. These life-sized marvels were first unearthed in 1974 by farmers drilling for a water well near Xi'an, and they've since become the stuff of legend. There are roughly 8,000 of these statues, including soldiers, chariots, horses, officials, acrobats, strongmen, and musicians. It's like stepping into an ancient army camp. When some of these incredible finds traveled to London for a special show from 2007 to 2008, the British Museum saw its best year ever, beating out even the legendary Tutankhamun exhibit from 1972. But that's not all. Since the Terracotta Warriors' discovery, archaeologists have been on a treasure hunt, uncovering an astonishing network of 180 sites around them. These sites are like a tiny, ancient city, complete with miniature versions of offices, towers, walls, gates, gardens, animals, performers, and dazzling decorations. It's a time capsule that will leave you speechless. Buckle up for an epic tale of ancient ambition. Qin Shi Huang, China's very first emperor, went all out in his quest for immortality. He built an entire fake world beneath his tomb. This wasn't just any replica, it was a mind-blowing underground kingdom, meticulously crafted by artisans who mapped the entire Qin dynasty onto the floor and adorned the ceiling with jewels to mimic the night sky. To top it off, they used quicksilver to create rivers and oceans, making this ancient wonder almost too real. But here's the thing. We know about Qin Shi Huang's tomb thanks to a single historical account, the Shuiji, or Records of the Grand Historian, written by Sima Qian nearly a century after the emperor's passing. And get this, some historians think that Sima Qian might have been exaggerating, making it hard to separate fact from legend in this incredible story. Imagine 700,000 workers digging through 3 rivers just to build an underground space that would house an astonishing amount of bronze. We're talking monumental. But here's where it gets even weirder. The same team of skilled artisans who toiled in the dark allegedly created a massive map of the Qin kingdom on the floor and decked out the ceiling with glittering jewels to mimic the night sky. To make this underground world feel even more lifelike, they used liquid mercury, believed to have magical properties back then, to create fake rivers and oceans. And get this? Some accounts say that these mercury rivers were rigged with a super complicated system, so they'd keep flowing as if they were real. But hold up, because when you think about it, this story sounds almost too fantastical for words. I mean, did Qin Shi Huang really have the power and resources to pull off such an epic tomb? The amount of mercury required for this project would have been insane. We're talking tens of thousands of tons. So, we've got this legendary account by Sima Qian. But since the tomb's been sealed for centuries, we can't fact-check it directly. That is until recent archaeological sleuthing. In 2005, Chinese archaeologist Duan Qingbo and his team used cutting-edge tech like ground-penetrating radar and core samples to create a 3D image of what's inside the tomb. And get this, they found out that beneath the earth lies an enormous pyramid-like structure housing a sealed chamber roughly the size of a football field, allegedly Qin Shi Huang's final resting place. Now, about those mercury rivers. Duan Qingbo's team took almost 4,000 core samples from around the tomb and analyzed them for mercury vapor. Guess what? They found way higher than expected levels of mercury in all the samples. especially near where they think the burial chamber is. This suggests that liquid mercury might actually have flowed through rivers surrounding Qin Shi Huang's final voyage, possibly even recreating his empire within a massive space equivalent to a football field. The story of Qin Shi Huang's epic mausoleum is shrouded in mystery, and not just because it's been sealed for centuries. We know that tens of thousands of workers were involved in its construction, but there's a chilling twist. Historians believe that once their job was done, the emperor had them executed to keep the secrets within. Talk about taking secrecy to the grave. This dark aspect of Qin Shi Huang's rule raises questions. Should we respect his final wishes and leave the tomb untouched? Or with modern tech at our fingertips, is it time to uncover its secrets? What do you think? Should scientists have opened up the tomb, even if it meant possibly disturbing the workers' rest in peace? The legend of Qin Shi Huang's elaborate underground rivers filled with poisonous mercury has long fascinated historians. But is it true or just a myth? Join the discussion by sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think these ancient mercury rivers were real, or just a story